There's a moment on every cruise booking call that decides what you pay. It's not the ship, and it's not the date. It's the words that come out of your mouth in the first 2 minutes. Say the wrong ones, and the price quietly climbs, the good cabin disappears, and nobody tells you it happened. Say the right ones, and the same trip costs less, with a better room, and a little extra in your pocket. I spent years on the other side of that desk, listening to these calls. The same 7 slips, over and over, from lovely, smart people who just didn't know. None of them are your fault. So, let me walk you through all 7, and the exact words to use instead. And the last one, it's a single sentence that can save you money even after you've already paid. Mistake 1, it's our anniversary, said too early. Picture the very start of the call. You're excited, so it slips right out. We're celebrating our 50th. Sweet, human, and on a booking line, it's a price signal. Here's the mechanism. A special occasion mentioned before the fare is locked doesn't get you a freebie. It gets you steered toward a celebration package. Cake, a photo, a keepsake. Bundled up and added to your total. The occasion that could have earned you a comp just became a line item. 2 couples, same anniversary, same ship. One announced it in sentence 1 and paid $90 for a package. The other said nothing until they were on board. And their cabin steward left a plate of chocolate-covered strawberries for free. Same celebration, 2 very different bills. Your defense, book the cruise first, get the fare settled. Then mention the occasion, but to the right person at the right time. The magic phrase, saved for day 1 on board. We're celebrating our anniversary this week. Anything special you'd recommend? Guest services and your steward can do far more for free than a booking script ever will. And once you've stopped handing them reasons to charge you, the next slip is one you make trying to be easygoing. Mistake 2. We're flexible on dates. This one feels generous. The agent asks when you'd like to sail and you say, "Oh, we're totally flexible." You think you're making their job easier. You just made it easier for them to stop looking. Flexibility, said like that, is a green light to quote the easy fare, not hunt for the good one. Whenever Works tells them there's no target to beat, no deal to chase. The whole reason to be flexible, catching a cheaper week, vanishes the second you announce it. I watched 2 travelers book the identical itinerary a month apart. One said flexible and took the first price offered. The other said, I'm looking at the second week of October. What's the best fare you can do for those dates? She sailed the same ship for $300 less. Flexibility is a tool, but only when it's your secret, not theirs. Your defense, never announce flexibility. Use it silently. Name a specific window and ask them to beat a number. Magic phrase, what's the best fare you can do for these dates? And is there a cheaper week nearby? Now the flexibility works for you, and they're the ones doing the hunting. The next mistake isn't about money at all. It's about a form and one honest sentence that can stall your whole trip. Mistake 3. Rambling your medical history. Let's be clear up front, because this one matters. If a cruise line asks a health question, you answer it. Honestly, every time. Never hide anything you're actually asked. This isn't about what you disclose. It's about how much you volunteer. Here's the trap. On a booking call, you don't need to narrate your entire medical chart. Offer a long, worried ramble about every condition and every close call, and you can trip a fitness to travel review where the line asks for a doctor's letter clearing you to sail. Sometimes that's genuinely required, and that's fine. But you don't want to trigger it by accident, days before departure, over things nobody asked about. One gentleman told the whole saga, every ache since the Ford administration, and spent his last week before the cruise chasing a signature from a doctor who was on vacation. Another answered exactly what was asked, calmly, and asked for the help she actually needed. Same health. One panicked week, one smooth boarding. Your defense? Answer what's asked, accurately and completely. Don't perform the rest, and if you need help getting around, ask for that directly. Magic phrase. I'd like to request an accessible cabin and wheelchair assistance at embarkation. That's the sentence that gets you real accommodation, not a paperwork scramble. Now, the next one is the single word that tells them you can be sold anything. Mistake 4. This is our first cruise. I understand the urge. You're new, you want guidance, so you lead with, "We've never done this before." And the person on the phone just heard a doorbell. Because first cruise is the tell that marks you as an easy upsell. Once they know you have nothing to compare against, the extras come out. The pricey beverage package framed as essential. The cabin upgrade you didn't need. The marked up insurance, the premium dining, the add-ons that sound required and simply aren't. Not because they're villains, because that's what the script does with a beginner. 2 first-timers, same week. One announced it and walked away with $400 of extras. Everyone gets. The other stayed quiet and bought exactly what she wanted. Same experience on board. One just paid a tuition fee for saying too much. Your defense? You don't have to lie, just don't wave the flag. Stay neutral. Magic phrase, we've been comparing a few lines. What's included in this fare? That one sentence turns you from an easy mark into a shopper. And the pressure quietly drops. Quick one before the back half, because this next stretch is where the real money hides. Tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you say when you call to book? I read everyone, and I'd bet good money half of you just recognized your own slip. If this is saving you a few dollars, a quick subscribe helps me keep making them. Now, stay close, because number 7 works even after your money's already gone. Mistake 5, just give me whatever's cheapest. This is the one that sounds smart and costs you a week of sleep. You want a deal, so you say, just book me the cheapest thing. What you actually said was, put me anywhere, I won't complain. And anywhere has a name, a guarantee cabin. A guarantee means you take the category, but the line picks the exact room. And they don't hand their best leftovers to the person who said price is all that matters. You can end up under the buffet with chairs dragging at 6 a.m., or above the show lounge, or wedged forward where every wave says, good morning. Cheapest fare. Worst zip code on the ship. One traveler took the guarantee and spent 7 nights beneath a pool deck that sounded like bowling. Another, same fare class, asked for a specific midship cabin on a low deck, steadier, quieter, near the elevators. Same price. One slept, one didn't. Your defense, don't buy blind. Ask what you're actually accepting. Magic phrase, I'd like to choose my exact cabin. Midship, lower deck, not take a guarantee. Midship and low is the smoothest, quietest part of the ship, and it costs nothing extra to ask for it by name. The next slip throws away free money, and almost everyone does it out of pride. Mistake 6. I'll just book it direct. Here's one that feels responsible and quietly leaves cash on the table. The line quotes you a fare, and you say, great, I'll just book direct with you. Feels clean. No middleman. It also means no one's fighting for extras on your behalf. A good travel agent, the cruise kind, not a fee charger, often books you at the same fare, then layers on things the line won't volunteer. Onboard credit, prepaid gratuities, a specialty dinner, group rate perks. The cruise line's own phone rep has no reason to mention any of it. That's not their job. Booking direct doesn't save you money. It just skips the person whose entire job is getting you more. 2 neighbors, identical sailing. One booked direct and got the fare. The other used a cruise agent, paid the same, and boarded with $200 of onboard credit and free gratuities. Same cruise, one just had someone in their corner. Your defense, before you commit to anyone, ask the comparison out loud. Magic phrase, what can you include that I wouldn't get booking direct? Ask the line, ask an agent, let them compete for you, and take the better answer. And now the last one, the sentence that works even after you've paid in full. Mistake 7, I'm already booked, I'm happy. This is the big one, and it's the one people fumble out of politeness. The price drops after you've booked, you call to check, and you soften it. Oh, I'm already booked, I'm happy, just wondering. And with that, you told them not to bother. You handed back the very thing you called to claim. Cruise fares move constantly. Drop before your final payment date, and many lines will simply reprice you to the lower fare, if you ask plainly. Drop after final payment, and some will hand you the difference as onboard credit instead. Policies vary by line and promotion, but I'm happy, never mind, guarantees you get nothing. One couple saw their fare fall and said, we're already booked, and paid the old price for a cruise selling cheaper that morning. Another saw the same drop and said one clean sentence. The line repriced it, over $400 back. Same cabin, same ship. One just asked like they meant it. Your defense: watch the price after you book, right up to sailing. When it drops, don't apologize. Ask. Magic phrase: the fare has dropped. Can you reprice my booking or apply the difference as onboard credit? Before final payment, they'll often reprice. After, ask for the credit. It's the cheapest phone call you'll ever make, and the only one that pays you back after your money's gone. So there they are, 7 small sentences standing between you and a better, cheaper cruise. Notice the pattern. None of these need a coupon or a fight. Just the right words, said calmly at the right moment. You're not being difficult. You're being the traveler who knows the game. And if picking the smartest cabin is the next thing on your mind, watch the one where I break down cruise upgrade bids and why the highest bid almost never wins. I'll see you on the next one.